Time flies by when you're dissociating. It's time for us to go through my anticipated reads for upcoming 2025. To kick us off, we have Calabazas by R.F. Kuang, expected August of this year. With Calabazas, we essentially have a dark academia novel with a twist of fantasy and magic. We have our main character, who is a magician in training, having to pair up with their academic rival to save their advisor from the seventh circle of hell. And she may have been the reason that her advisor is there in the first place. Keeping in tune with my gothic tendencies, up next we have Bochica by Carolina Flores Cercario, expected to come out next month. This is her debut novel, at least in the horror genre, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what she has to offer. She is a Colombian Spanish-speaking author coming in hot with this one, so I'm really excited to see how she performs. Story centers around Antonia and her childhood home, Bochica, that just so happens to be around a very haunted waterfall out in Colombia. Antonia grew up here, but since her mother's death and her father's breakdown due to the death, she has spent a lot of time away. She comes back to uncover the truths of her mother's death, but she finds herself bumping shoulders with some ghosts. We have Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, expected to come out June 2025. Now, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue has been a long-standing favorite of mine, along with her Darker Shades of Magic series, so I'm excited to see what she does here. I do feel like this might be her largest scope to date in terms of crossing continents and timelines, but it does follow three women, Maria, Charlotte, and Alice, as they chase freedom, love, and revenge. Now, I have tried to limit how much information I have on this story because I do like to go in blind. This list wouldn't be complete without The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, expected in May of this year. I will say One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns were my favorite novels or series of 2024. They actually were one of the few that tops my 5-star reading list, so I have really high expectations for this novel. Story centers around Sybil, a prophetic dreamer under the control of a crown who would like to take advantage of these magical dreams, but Sybil starts to see that her magical sisters with similar abilities start to disappear, and then it becomes her responsibility, along with a handsome, dashing, sarcastic knight, if we will, to join forces and try and find out what's happening to her sisters. Of course, up next we have The Bewitching by Silvia Moreno Garcia, expected July of 2025. Now this one, again, magical Latina components, very exciting to see myself represented in my favorite fantasy horror genre. This one spans multiple generations of women as well, as Minerva, our main character, is trying to settle on her thesis in spooky horror books, as one does. But as she starts to dig deeper into this research, she finds that some of these stories might actually be real, giving some credit to her great-grandma's witch stories that she heard growing up. So we'll see where this takes us across 3 generations of Latino women. And that wraps up my top 5 anticipated reads for 2025. I'm always looking for additional recommendations, so please drop them down below. But otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye!